Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine. New boats, used boats, whatever kind of boat you're looking for, they've got it. They've got it warranted. They do tremendous work. They do fantastic customer service. Isn't that right? Madisonville Marine boat buyer Bob Hodge.
Yes, sir, it is. Better than fantastic. I need a thesaurus.
He needs a thesaurus. Madisonville Marine, there is no better place to buy a boat. All right, I want to show you the big board right over there, if we can cut to the big board. And our list, there's our list. And what we're going to do, there's 10 open vacancies there on the far right. By the end of the show, we're going to have our top 10 Sports Source realistic candidates that we think they're looking for that would be good. Everybody's going to have a different view on that. But let's start the guys in the blue. Now, these are seated Power 5 coaches, from Matt Campbell at Iowa State, Dave Doran, NC State, down to Kyle Whittingham at Utah, who always seems to be on UT's list. Some of these names, now let me tell you, some of these names, I wanted to find long shots, okay? Because think about it. The last 3 hires, when the hire started, when the search started, nobody had the names Kiffin, Jones, or Dooley on the list. So I went left field. Who's got ties to Curry? Who's got ties to Manning? Who else is out there? So some of these names are out there. I'm going to tweet a blurb about all of those guys this afternoon on my Twitter account. But I will start with Bob Hodge. Who do you like on that blue list there?
I like Jimbo Fisher. I think there's some cracks down at Florida State. I think maybe it could be time for him to move on. He's a incredibly winning coach. I like Jimbo Fisher.
And messy divorce too. That
May. Supposedly he's having a bit of a falling out with some of the administration down there too. And that's, who knows.
And doesn't like a couple of fans.
That's right. He yelled at some fans down there. He averaged 11 wins down there until this year, having a bad year. Quarterback got injured the first game of the year. But you wonder if he wouldn't be willing to at least answer a call.
There could be a crack.
They've got some UT assistants on the staff.
For now, there's rumors that Randy Sanders is going to be taking the fall for it. Chuck, who would you go with?
Well, I'm going to go with Dan Mullen at Mississippi State, and I think UT is at the crossroads here, and you can't afford to take another risk. You've got to go with a proven guy. Look what Dan Mullen has done at Mississippi State. I mean, I think his overall record is 69-45. The last time I checked, 5-2 in bowls. His recruiting classes are closer to number 20 because of where he's recruiting to. You give him the facilities and the money at Tennessee, and I think Dan Mullen's your home run.
I would think, personally, I think he's probably your safest hire if it went there, if you could get him. For all the reasons you say, he gets the most out of the least program in the conference. He's won more at Mississippi State, more games than Tennessee has, and Tennessee's been in the East and he's been in the West.
Toughest division in college football.
Quarterback guru as well. Jimmy, who do you like on that list?
Justin Fuente at Virginia Tech. He had success at Memphis. He's done a good job at Virginia. He's a very good builder of quarterbacks. He's a very good offensive mind. The kicker there, the hurdle is he's got about a $6 million buyout. It does reduce a little bit when you get into December.
5. Yeah.
So that's a potential hurdle to go in that direction. But I think he's a heck of a football coach. And I think you got to have somebody that's really special in at least one area. And I think he's a special offensive mind.
One reporter out of Memphis said he didn't see that being a fit because Fuente apparently doesn't like the spotlight so much. He thought Blacksburg was perfect for him because there's less media. So keep that in mind. That was Jeff Calkins out of Memphis on a News Sentinel Go Vols Extra podcast. Free plug. Josh, who do you like on the list?
Well, PJ Fleck to me is an interesting name because a year ago he's one of the top names being talked about at Western Michigan. They have a terrific season. There weren't many big jobs last year, so he jumps to the Big Ten at Minnesota, which is a Power 5 job. They're not having a great season. What's interesting with PJ Fleck, while he's thought of as an up-and-coming coach, he's also a guy that's known for the use of slogans. And Tennessee just got rid of a coach that was known for his use of slogans, and that became tired as Tennessee didn't win. It matters, do you win or lose? That really ultimately matters. But where's PJ Fleck's profile now compared to a year ago after kind of a tough season at Minnesota?
Let me throw something out. Doug Matthews, the former Vol coach, said on the radio this weekend that he believes UT is looking at a current SEC coach not named Dan Mullen. All right, so that could leave Mark Stoops at Kentucky, who I don't think it's Stoops, but if you look at what he's done at Kentucky, it's better than what Tuberville had done at Ole Miss when Auburn went and got Tuberville. Interesting. Malzahn, there's a lot of talk about him going back to his home, which is Arkansas, if he loses the Iron Bowl. Muschamp, I don't see that.
No.
Who was the other SEC guy?
Kevin Sumlin?
Kevin Sumlin, I can't see Tennessee hiring a guy who's about to get fired.
No.
Any thoughts on any of those guys who are not on the list, by the way? That's Doug Matthews.
Why
joining
isn't
us.
Saban on this list?
There you go after Saban.
Yeah, I'll take the other
If you
side.
could go get Gus Malzahn on, well, that'd be kind of like Dan Mullen to me. That'd be a
I think-
good, solid hire.
I agree.
Yeah, sure.
Proven in the SEC. All right. When we come back, we got a lot more guys to run through. We're also going to put together our top 10 list of candidates that should be on there. Come on back on the Sports Source.